This, as probably very few people on the planet will know and recognize, is a Quasar Great Time Machine VX1000 video recorder. Here's the cartridge I got with it. This VCR is very interesting. It's originally from the mid-70s, although I think it came out here more in the late 70s. This is a VX series machine. There were a couple of them in Japan, but this is the only one that came out here. I got this off eBay the other day, and it isn't really working. I've gotten through some of the mechanical issues. When I first got it, the head drum wasn't spinning, which you can see back here. And it is, in fact, user replaceable. You can just pop it right off with that little thumb screw in the middle. The controls are pretty simple. You get standard piano key controls up there. That one's power, obviously. And then down here you get skew, which is not super common on home VCRs. Black and white color switch like an Atari. A tracking control. Let's set that skew back to the middle. And a dehumidifier. Lots of 70s VCRs. I particularly remember seeing it on betas, but that's just because I don't have that many early VHS VCRs. Have a dew sensor, which tells you if you've moved the VCR recently, if there's water buildup on the head drum. Instead of that, this one has a dehumidifier to take care of it, which you can hear buzzing away. Now, also interesting is the cartridge. It has stacked reels, but it's big enough where it wouldn't really need to. And the way that that works is that the head drum actually goes inside of the cartridge in this hole up here. And this gray part actually screws out, which part of the machine actually does automatically when you insert the cartridge. So I've taken a lot of the aesthetic panels off of this. But so there the cartridge is loaded, but then this bar here, if I try to activate any of the controls, they're all locked out. This bar here, drawing across, it is actually doing and undoing that gray bolt in the top of the cartridge. If I put that down there, and then you can see there below the head drum is what's screwing and unscrewing that, and then you can also see those two arms to the left and right of the head drum, kind of similar to VHS, which activate things inside the cartridge. So as I said, the machine is almost working mechanically. It still doesn't really want to fast forward or rewind, but it is not completely working electrically. So we'll put it into play, and it seems to be the happiest mechanically in play. Doesn't particularly like fast forward or rewinding. But so now it's in play. Let's see. So there's nothing. Sorry about the rolling shutter. If I put it into play, you probably won't be able to see it, but there is a sort of flashing stripy line that appears. And if I put it to this, there is a switch on the front for TV or VTR. If I switched it to that, it doesn't go away. So I'm not sure. I don't think it's coming off the head, basically. I think that's coming out of the actual video circuitry. But if I crank the volume and I play with the tracking enough, maybe he doesn't want to do it now. Could also be the scene of the movie we were in, but I was getting, through the static, very faint dialogue. No, it does not want to do it for me. Okay, well, it was doing it. It could very well be that the scene in what is recorded on this tape, which is allegedly Animal House. Did not have any dialogue playing in that moment. Let's see here. In here, let's see. Yeah, right here we have our audio and tracking heads. There's actually a nice diagram on the the top panel of this machine, which I will pull in from off screen. Okay, this here is the bottom panel, which has information about, let's see. Yeah, video playback and sync panel. So there's probably issues there. I have tried this over RF and RCA. The rotation sensor is working, and in fact that's what's stopping the fast forward and rewind, is that rotation sensor wheel is not spinning in fast forward and rewind. But here is the top panel guide. So yeah, erase head is that second thing, and then the audio video control tracking and audio heads is the first thing. Yeah, and you can see when replacing, use no tools, hand tighten only left hand thread. And let's actually, why not we take a look at that? Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's this little hand screw on the top of the video head drum. Pull that off. Video head comes straight up and off. You can see there's a little washer there I don't want to lose. It's a single head machine with just a counterweight to balance the head on the other side. Sorry about the flashing. I don't know if maybe these rotary windings need to be cleaned or something. There's the opposite end. Oh, what is down in there? I hadn't noticed that before. That might be part of my problem. What is that? It feels solid enough. Oh, okay. It's a little brush to clean off that, Okay, yeah, it's just a little brush, I assume, to clean that bit off. And then so this is all belt driven off of this big guy here. There's a different one for the reels. You can see down there the flywheel for the capstan, which actually spins in the opposite direction to the head drum and the the main motor. The main motor spins the same direction as the head drum, but the opposite direction as the capstan. Am I putting this on upside down? Oh, it's left-hand thread, isn't it? Duh. It only says right on the thing. Okay. You can see there's this long winding string path that kind of looks like a radio tuner. That's what is connected to this knob in the front for loading the cartridges in. And then down under here's the reel. There's one of the idlers for fast forward and rewind. This door doesn't really like to stay in the correct position because the top is off. Surprisingly, the timer counter there still works. And then up here in the front is some deliciously clicky tuning knobs. These are some of the most satisfying I've ever had. Maybe not so much the UHF, but man, that is a nice clicky VHF knob. And then there's a little auto fine tuning or something like that. I don't know what their AFT specifically is. Everybody had a different acronym for it, but auto stop light, record light, power light, and yeah, so built-in tuner, no built-in timer, but you could get one separate. And then around here on the back, camera inputs, camera microphone input, and then VHF out, which I don't have hooked up right now, but I did earlier, and then the RCA. Then over here you have UHF and VHF screw terminals, as well as this style of VHF connection, which I've only seen on the Famicom RF adapter before this. So, I don't know. I have not worked on a whole lot of mid-70s AV gear because not a whole lot of mid-70s V gear exists. Plenty of mid-70s audio gear, I suppose. Although that being said, I do have a couple of U-Matics. But, yeah, here's just a look. I will hopefully get this thing working a little bit more, at least try to get a little bit of a picture out of it. It does seem like there's something on this tape, so no clue if it's Animal House. I couldn't really tell from what little dialogue it was picking up. I actually did have to repair this cartridge, and it was really annoying to get this plug that goes in this little slot here back in, so for the time being I've left it out, but eventually I'll probably try to get it back in there. Oh, this thing does have a soft eject arrestor mechanism, but it doesn't really arrest the movement much. So yeah, there is a Quasar video recorder VR1000 great time machine, which needs to be repaired.